in the mail MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail those shoot 'em ups, that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my monthly update for September 2023. I have a couple of normal pickups which I'll do first, and then we'll move into arcade pickups because I've got a few of those to show. Alright, so it was Father's Day here in Australia, and my family got me this awesome Lego set. It was on special in Myers, so like 20% off, and very much appreciated. I obviously haven't built it yet. I've been looking for the freezer. I reckon this will probably take me 2 nights to build, but a very, very cool Lego set. I really enjoyed the last Indiana Jones one that I got, so it's another Raiders of the Lost Ark set. The other one was the Well of Souls, where all the snakes and they broke through the wall, whereas this is the opening scene. So looking forward to putting that one together. I like my Lego. Also my girls got together, as well as buying me a power tool. I'm not going to show you my for the garden. They also got me Darius Cosmic Collection for the Switch. I really do like my Darius games, and I've actually been playing this one and enjoying it quite a bit. It has Darius Old, New and Extra version, Darius 2 just straight, Saigai version 1 and version 2, and Darius Gaiden. And it works quite well on the Switch, plays quite well, quite comfortable, it's not getting quite as many higher score as I get on, say, like the PC Engine when I've got an arcade stick, but still quite good to play on the go. I also got some, I'm not going to hold them up, I got some cap kits for some of the arcade CRTs, so I'll be starting on those shortly. I'm going to do a general arcade update, and there's a few pickups to there, so I'll cover the rest of those, but I thought I'd mention the cap kits. So the next main item is, today's Monday, and this Friday is the first day of PAX Oz, and I haven't been for quite a few years, and I'm going there with my family, so Mrs. EA and our youngest EA are all going to PAX. Anybody else in Australia who's going to PAX, I'll be wandering around. I'll probably wear this shirt, no doubt. I'll probably have my MSX shirt and my Spectre Video shirt. Depends, it's not going to be as warm as expected in Melbourne, so you never know, backup might be like a long sleeve Indiana Jones shirt or something like that. I will be hanging around a bit in the retro gaming area. They've kindly let me have both my Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, which is really close to being finished now. That'll be available for people to play there if they wish, and also some information on my book, Programming Games for the NES, which isn't the final title. I'm just waiting on the final, going back and forth of what they're going to call the book, and hopefully to have all that at PAX Oz for the first time, and then I'll start promoting it, and probably I'll make a specific video about the book to introduce all you guys to it. But that book's coming along nicely. I've completely finished 15 chapters now and one appendix. I'm working on chapter 16, which has an appendix associated with it, and then we only have chapter 17 to go, and another appendix to finish up, and the book is all done. Hopefully by next weekend we'll have what's called MEEP. It's the early access to the book, where you can sign up and read the first 5 chapters of the book, and then they'll release every couple of weeks another couple of chapters from the book. So you can get it all electronically, and that gives you a discount if you then want to upgrade that to the physical version later on, or you could stave all virtual as well. And the advantage of getting in early to the book at that stage is that you can comment and say, "Hey Tony, I think you've got this wrong," and I can make fixes. Or I didn't understand this, and maybe I could reword it to help you out. Everybody reads things differently, so I've tried to have the language so it covers from people from absolute beginners who have no programming experience, but to also cater to people who have lots of programming experience and just want to try out a different system. I've basically been working on that book for probably close to 9-10 months now, and very happy and proud, and hope all you guys enjoy it so very soon. And also just really enjoying being able to go back to PAX again. It's been a long time. My wife likes Zelda and Nintendo things, so she potentially will do that. And she also likes Dungeons and Dragons, and my youngest one likes Dungeons and Dragons. So they're sure to, try out one of the games there, and we'll have a general look around. And we're staying in Melbourne until late Monday night, so we'll also, just do some general Melbourne shopping and things like that. So we're not going to spend the entire week. We do have 3-day passes, so we can go any of the days, and we probably will go multiple days, but we're not going to be there all the time. Probably Saturday will be the day where we're physically at PAX the most, I reckon. We'll see how we go. Need to cater to, family and what people want to have a look at. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll now switch to me behind the camera, and we'll do another look around the room, because we have another couple of pickups and updates for the arcades. Okay, we'll start back here. I'm still working on the Neighbours Arkanoid. I ended up doing a tube swap. I have the chassis in there, and then the main capacitor on the chassis, the power filter capacitor, blew. It only showed up the other day, and I haven't finished going to the next step. The original CRT in there is still a working CRT, just that it's a weird 12-pin one from very early colour TVs that were used in early arcades in Australia, and you just can't get new chassis for them. And the chassis that I have, you can't get the parts. So I believe the horizontal chip on the chassis is not working properly. So I decided I'd just swap it to one of the spares that I've got recently. So thus you have that empty frame there. That's where it all came from, and that was a working set until I put it in and the main power cap blew. I'm also going to bypass the step-down transformer in this, because I reckon that was the thing that was at fault there. And I haven't looked at his cocktail machine. I moved my Space Firebird that's currently being my Bosconian here, because it's slightly smaller. Tutankhamun's working fine, Choplifter's working fine, the Neo Geo's working fine, Checkered Flag is working fine, and then, we have a new addition. This only popped up last week, and it's a fairly generic letter and allied cab. The person who had it before me has added extra buttons and a kick harness to it, so it now has 6 buttons. It has a real Street Fighter 2 board in it. The monitor is nice and bright, so he's done all this art and decided to make it a Street Fighter, which I'm fine with. It has its coin mech, which mainly works. It has a couple of minor wiring issues from the move. Probably just grounding issues. I haven't had a chance to go through it because I've literally had it a couple of days, and that's all. As you can see, the screen is nice and bright. It does have some issues. You notice the picture is all the way across. It has some horizontal issues, and occasionally it'll have some jumping issues. So it's a Namo chassis, which is very similar to the other ones I have, so it is definitely repairable. You can get the parts for it. I just need to recap it, and I believe I've even got a kit to recap that one. So that's what I'll be doing, recapping that and checking the wiring, especially since my daughter wants to play this one with her friends. Now we're on to what we used to call the ugly cab, and now we know is a midway cab. As you can see, I still haven't dealt with the stability issues. This machine will do that for a little while, and then the screen will just go. And you turn it off and then you turn it back on again and it works. But I found a proper original midway coin mechanism for this one.
Actually got it from a person in the States, and they didn't charge much freight. I was totally surprised. So that's why I went ahead with it, and it didn't take long to arrive. I haven't secured it in, it's only sitting on in its holders. So I'm going to take off this green Laminex, which is probably what it had originally, because this is originally a Midway baseball cabinet, and then, but shortly after that it was converted into a Midway Space Invaders, and I'm going to move it back towards being a Space Invaders. So I have my roll of vinyl. So obviously take the coin mech out, demount the speaker, take off this laminate and vinyl the front, and then I can work on possibly reworking the control panel. Or what they've done, they've cut a replacement one in the same shape as the original, so I can use that as a template and make a new one, and then I will get a Space Invaders control panel overlay, except instead of having the two left-right buttons, I will put a joystick in that position on the overlay, so that I can play more, and because I'll probably end up still having the 16 one here, because I do have a sit-down Space Invaders, so there's not a lot of point doubling up. So the coin mech is the other pickup. Now the other pickup, which actually predates the Street Fighter, was only 2 streets away from me, was this pardon me, Taito cabinet that originally spent its life as a scramble. I've actually put it back together mostly. I'm missing one square button, but the original buttons here, I actually quite like this. This has a nice feel. The joysticks are good. I've got to polish a few of the bolts. The person had basically done the woodwork, so he's painted it and tidied up the whole cabinet. The glass is intact with a little chip in the corner there, but that will do. He's got this large monitor surround in there. I'll probably take that off. I have, so far, and this came without a screen at all, and the original power supply and step-down converter are there, and they are perfect, nice and stable. I have put a brand new wiring harness in this and rewired all of the power connectivity, including the fuse. I've put my spare CRT and chassis in there that I got off the arcade operator for a while. I will admit I haven't turned it on for a long time, so when I turned it on you can hear the screen powering up, but we get no picture. So I will have to recap that chassis, but that chassis is actually the same one as the one I just put in there, and I have cap kits for it, so I'll probably completely cap kit that, and we should get that working. I do have 3 other tubes that are the same as this one, so if there's anything wrong with this tube I can just swap it. I've just got that 3-in-1 Galaga Pac-Man and Frogger, that's right, that's the other going in there for testing, although I know that doesn't give perfect output, so I'll try. Once I've got I know I'm happy with the cabinet, I'll put a real board in there for final testing. Next to it is my original Space Invaders sit-down that I only have a couple more things to go and I'll get that one working. So the arcade is looking a lot better. I'm Hellfire, a kind gentleman over in Canada has actually found me some Hellfire control panels, because my ones have had extra holes drilled in them and a little worn, and buttons, and they're on the way to me, and some more wiring looms. So maybe in a couple of weeks we can get Hellfire up and running. So the arcade, which obviously has been my particular focus of late, is coming along very nicely. Alright, back to me sitting down. Right, back sitting down, and you can hear that Street Fighter go in the background. Observant of you would have noticed that in the first part of the video as well. I forgot to say that sit-down cab actually came with a Zippy Race board, PCB. Look, it's probably a clone, not an original. Zippy Race might be an okay racing game. It doesn't look like there's much wrong with the board. A couple of minor capacitors with chips on them, so I'll fix those. I haven't tested it yet. I need to do up a converter harness, because obviously I've now made that cab jammer. The original wiring was all pulled out anyway. It was all there. Actually, the guy actually had kept every single nut and bolt and everything in containers, which I very much appreciate. So the only thing missing was that one square button. And as I said, the wiring was very old and a mess. So I've kept all the connectors.
Now, homebrew. So obviously I've mentioned programming games for the NES and whatever it's going to be called. So mainly we got all the edits done on and revisions done on Chapter 14, finished Chapter 15. So that's both sound effects and music done, so very important chapters. And the MEEP will be available hopefully this weekend at PAX. Otherwise I won't have much to hand out. And then Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death. I have finally fixed the lava level bugs that were in there. Although I have some more playthrough testing of that. Obviously 10 levels, quite a few screens each one, quite a few permutations of where you can be and the lava rising through the level, so a little bit more testing there. I still have, we've got a little problem when you're traversing the ropes that you can slide down and climb up. If you reverse direction, so if you're sliding down and you just change your mind and you go back up, he gets out of alignment. So I've got a little bug there. And there's one place where you can jump through a wall. Other than that, so John's last testing was only 3 pages long, including screenshots. A lot of them were the same bug repeated, which is the lava levels, and I've mostly dealt with that. And it's so close to not funny. So there will be a version of Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, hopefully the version I'm playing up here, available at PAX for people to play. Alright, so yeah, so I'm very excited about going to PAX. I'll take some video when I'm there. I don't know what the connection will be like. Maybe I could do some YouTube shorts while I'm there. You never know who I might meet up with. I know there's quite a few people going to PAX Oz, and most of my local friends are actually going as well, so in a way it'll be a meet-up of all those people as well. Now, as far as modern games, I don't generally mention that, but I've still been playing Diablo 4, been addicted to that one. Would really like to play Starfield, but I don't have a PC fast enough and I don't own one of the new Xboxes, so that's a thing for later. So Starfield's the sort of game I like. And when I was down at my holiday home at the weekend, I was playing No Man's Sky again, and I liked the game, but it also annoys me. And then I remembered that I have Elite Dangerous that I haven't played properly, so maybe I'll try that at the holiday home next time as well. So I've got a PS4 down there, whereas I've got the PS5 up here. I do have a PS4 up here as well, and of course you can play PS4 games on a PS5. So, but yeah, too many great games have come out lately. They really have been spoiled. And there's also, several other games that, like Baldur's Gate, the latest one of that one. And of course Starfield and things like that, so a very good year for gaming. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures, thanks to all my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.